Hey guys, this is episode 28 of the CV Show. Today we're going to be talking about our mid-year review, the best and worst statues of the year so far. Welcome everybody. We're going to talk about statue reviews today and what's happened so far on the year, but I'm Rogue Rick. You probably have seen me ranting and raving at some point along the way. And here with us, Johnny, and he's in his bedroom again, just in case you're wondering. How you doing, Johnny?
Oh, I'm really good. My bedroom is nice and warm because it's ridiculously hot here in the UK for some reason.
It's hot here too, actually. And Richard, I don't know if he's drunk yet, but we'll just give him a few minutes. How you doing, Richard?
Wake up!
Come on.
I really like Solo, but I want to talk. Oh shit, wrong episode. Episode 28. Hi.
28.
Hi.
Hey. He's drinking out of a white Solo cup today,
Yep.
which is against tradition. So we're going to start this thing off right. I think Johnny is pretty much the hero of the people now, so he probably has something good to say about these statues. What do you got, Johnny? What's your favorite statue of the year so far?
Well, to be fair, if we're going off being hero of the people, where I absolutely laid into Primo Studios, it's probably going to be a little bit hypocritical of me to say that my favorite one so far is from Primo Studios.
Wow.
And that is Bloodborne's Lady Maria. She's just started shipping out, like some of the Asian collectors have started getting her in. I don't know if it's because I'm partial to the game, but like this thing is perfect. I love this statue. It is an absolute perfect representation of the character when you first meet her in the clock tower. You know, it's just been executed so well, and seeing the pictures of it, like collectors actually having it in the hand, it's just been an absolutely beautiful, stunning piece.
Do you know what I love about this? It's hard to get above black colours right. Like, perfect blacks are easy. You can just paint it black. But to get the sort of the muddy and dirty blacks and the just above greys and stuff like that is with paint is really hard.
Yeah.
But, like, this the execution that you're seeing on this with the straps and the laces and stuff like that. Do you know what? Say what you want. Prime 1 are doing some of the best work around. They just need to do a bit more variety, I think.
Yeah, this piece shows the variety that they can do.
Yeah, it really does. I like it. And this is exactly how I sit in my living room when I'm just kind of like hanging out and watching TV. So it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of speaks to me. I feel like it's like me sitting at home, you know, kind of hear the cows mooing in the background, I don't know.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong that seeing Rick cross his legs, I'm just thinking of Deadpool 2 with the baby legs?
I mean, look, I do cross my legs like that. It's slightly uncomfortable. I'm just going to say it's not as easy for men to do that as maybe for other people. But I do enjoy the statue, though. I like the furniture, too. How awesome is it that there's furniture on that? That's amazing.
That is pretty cool, yeah, that they've got like a throne and they've got the... I've not played the game, so I'm guilty of not playing the game. So.
I haven't either, but...
In the game, cool. She's one of the few bosses in the game that's actually normal human-sized. And she is like one of the most difficult bosses there is. Like, I haven't reached the point where I have to fight her because basically I suck at the game. But my partner, she's platinumed the game. She's got every trophy for it. And without shadow of a doubt, she said the hardest boss she's ever had to come up against was Lady Maria. So, like, what I find the most interesting is the fact that Rick goes, oh, this piece speaks to me. It's just like me. So I'm going to take that assumption as the fact that Rick also doesn't like people touching him and then decides to slash everybody with two giant swords afterwards.
Yeah. That too.
That's what his Tinder profile says anyway. I don't like people touching me, and I will slash you afterwards.
Well, the whole thing with Bloodborne, though, it's very Lovecraftian. It's very dark, gritty. The idea is that there's this hunt that's been going on for all these years. She's a hunter, but she's fallen basically prey to the nightmare that she's been living, and it really comes through in the piece. Like, it's ridiculous how, like, if you actually look at Lady Maria, like her face, I know the pictures that are on the screen that you can't really see her face, but she's fucking beautiful. She's a really nice looking female, which in a game where everybody's possessed or like had some like monstrous like deformity grown on them, to come across this person, which you think for like a split second might actually be your friend, and then like 2 minutes later, she's literally slicing the living crap out of you. And she's an amazing boss, and I think the amount of work that they've put onto making like just like the textures of her outfit, you know, showing the blood and the dirt, shows that she's been in that nightmare for many years. She was supposed to be if I remember rightly from the lore, she's supposed to be one of the people that was supposed to have gone through the nightmare and killed like basically the end boss and stopped this nightmare and turned everything back to normal. But instead, she became like a protector of the final boss. Like she's the boss before the very final boss in the DLC, and she's just sat there. You walk into this room, and it's this rickety old like clock tower. She's guarding the gateway. You just walk into this giant room, and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is nice." But like seasoned Bloodborne veterans know, you walk into a giant room with some creepy lady sat on a chair, you're gonna die. So
that is literally sums up when I go to my mother's. That literally sums up my trip to my mother's. Some creepy woman in a room, I'm gonna die. Yep, sum that bugger up.
Yeah, but like, honestly, Lady Maria, this Paramount piece, I don't think they could have done the Lady Maria in any other way than having her sat in that pose on that chair. It's if you're a Bloodborne fan and you've managed to get to the point where you're able to fight her, it's such an iconic look for her. It made like no sense to do anything other than have her sat on that chair.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It is really nice. Can't argue with it. I wish I knew I had played the game. I need to play it actually, I think. But yeah
there's a few games I need to play, to be honest.
Yep.
Cool.
I guess we need to move on to see what Richard has to say on the topic, because I know he's not too drunk yet. He might actually be able to give a coherent thought. So we're gonna see if he has something for us.
I was like the original Superman. Okay.
You make fun now, but in the next episodes we'll be filming, that's how you'll sound normally.
Yeah.
Don't know what you mean. I wasn't drunk in episode 3 last week. What are you talking about? Shut up! Okay. So, my number one for this year is a statue I missed out on narrowly because of something called the Golden Collector Awards and it needing funding. Pissing Collectorverse, you know what I mean? So I missed out on this narrowly and I sold it to now a CV member, Bong H. Lee, who is sorry can't make it tonight, by the way. He's just had a new baby and he wishes he could be here, but we're missing him on the show, but he will be back hopefully in the next 2 weeks when the next shows are filmed. So,
and congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats on Constantine. Hopefully you won't see demons or anything like that.
Hopefully not.
That's such a cool name.
It is a cool name. It is a cool name, to be fair. Yeah, he picked a good one. Constantine Lee. So
that's awesome.
I would have preferred Bruce, but I'll let you know.
Bruce Lee.
So my number one is obviously this came out in January and I missed out on this, which is Thanos on Throne. Marquette.
No way.
Of course.
Because I saw this in person at MCM London Comic Con last year. I played juggled with it. I managed to have a bit of time with it. And from seeing, I know there was some QC issues. Yes, there were a few people got them broken and stuff like that. I'm sure Sideshow sorted it out by now.
Well, there's hollow legs.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you know what? All legs are hollow. It's just he has...
Yeah, but his was like the wall of his legs were like eggshell thin.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm talking about the ones that got it in a hand that were actually decent. As far as a statue, though, say, yeah, do you know what? We'll take into the QC into account and some received and broken and stuff like that. But unless they weren't broken, you would not know how hollow his legs were. So I think Thanos on Throne is one of those at the end of the year we will be saying, okay, this is a contender for Statue of the Year. Purely based on the sculpt, based on the exclusive, based on the light up, based on the size, everything. I think this is an amazing statue. I think it will be there at the end of the year in the contention. I don't know if it'll win. There's still a lot of the year left to go, but I think it will be up there. It will be one of the statues, hopefully, of the year that people say, do you remember when Thanos on Throne came out? Yeah, that was 2018. Johnny, you've seen a lot of this. There was a time when we had Thanos on Throne fatigue. This was before Star Wars fatigue set in. We had Thanos on Throne fatigue, and basically, it was everywhere, wasn't it? We were getting Thanos on Throne reviews, unboxings, Thanos on Throne live on Letterman, Thanos on Throne Ellen. You know what I mean? There's Thanos on Throne everywhere. We couldn't get away from. I honestly, I felt like I'm gonna open the friggin' Where's Wally book and see Thanos on Throne just hiding at battle. Thanos on Throne, man. Like, there was a point where Thanos on Throne videos on Collectiverse were just popping up every 4 seconds, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Even I'm getting sick of it, and I love this statue. So what do you think, Johnny? Do you think that Thanos on Throne will be there at the end of the year? Do you think it's up there as the contender for half year?
Oh, it's definitely up there for best of the year, in all fairness, in my eyes, because it was massively hyped before its release. It sold out in, what, like 9 minutes, the exclusive?
Yeah, I managed to get one. Magic fingers, you know.
It was one of those. It's one of those pieces that, like, everybody wanted. So, of course, you know, Sideshow had to deliver. And the problem is Sideshow kept the hype up high for so long as well.
Yeah.
Like, at no point after the pre-order did they just kind of, like, let that settle down and focus on other stuff. Thanos on Throne was always there. Like, he would pop up randomly on Sideshow Live and stuff like that. And it just kept the hype up. And then, you know, people started getting them in hand. People are loving it. You know, now what was it, like 3,500 exclusive?
In total, there's sold 4,250 of them.
Yeah. So that was just... And they've sold them out. Like,
that's gone. Yeah, they're all gone.
Sideshow, I don't have it at all. Like, you would think, oh, you know, it's a $1,200 statue, and it's huge. That's going to be in stock on Sideshow for ages. No, it's gone like that. Just how Thanos clicked his fingers, it's gone. Dust on their shelves.
Spoiler alert!
Hey, it's gone. It's gone.
But here's the thing: is it gone? Because Bane came back. Bane was sold out. Everybody thought it was gone, and apparently they did not. The first batch that they put up for the collector's edition of Bane was not all of them that they actually had as part of the edition size. And you waited about, I guess it was like 3 or 4 months, and all of a sudden Bane's up for pre-order again. Well, so yeah. I'm not convinced that that's all that they're selling. I think that was the first batch, and I think there's going to be another 1,000 or so come up there.
Apparently people contacted Sideshow and said, look, you know, it says it's sold out. Is that the first batch, or is that it? They're done. And, you know, they've had multiple people that have said, you know, Sideshow said that's it. It's not a matter of, you know, the first batch is done. That's it. It's done. It's sold out. They're all gone.
That's good. I was hoping that was the case. I don't like when they do that. I think they should have a batch, and they should have the number up there, and then they should just say when it's sold out, it's sold out. But Bane tricked people. And I know there were some people who were like, I'm jumping on Bane because there's low stock. And then they get it. And then now if you go on Sideshow, you can still buy Bane. Yeah. And everybody was like hurrying up and buying him before he sold out. So I'm glad they didn't do that with this one. I didn't know that. But.
I think the success of Infinity War and how good the movie was, sorry, Rick, how good the movie was apart from everybody but Rick, basically pushed the sales over the edge. I think that when they saw Thanos in the movie, I think that kind of pushed the sales to everybody. I want to buy a Thanos now. So that's when it sold out. But I think it will be there at the end of the year. It'll be one of the contenders. By the way, we're doing licensed products today, so any products not licensed over here in the US, then we're not going to be discussing them, even though they might be up there on the scale. We're not going to discuss them. We're a website. We've got to discuss only stuff that's legally allowed to be broadcast in these sort of countries.
I would just encourage people to go and buy licensed products. Support the people who have the license, and make sure that you do things the right way, because you know, I've seen some issues with people not getting licensed products, and there's been a lot of drama and stuff. And I would just recommend, if you can buy a license, buy licensed. And support that.
I think that this, like, I wanted to get into this now. I think that seeing XM's 1/6 line, and it's nice to see XM playing by the rules and to actually paying for a license. And I think they're going to see a lot of people in the West, this sort of hemisphere, like the Western side, whatever it is, pay for those statues. I think they're going to sell a lot. I think they're going to do well. And I think that they're going to see that actually paying for a license can be profitable. So, So
They didn't steal a license. You know, they paid for a license on all of them. They just didn't have a worldwide license for them.
that's what I mean. I meant being able
Making
to.
it sound like they stole a license.
No, I meant playing. I said playing by the. I said playing by the rules, which is the rules. I didn't say they stole anything. I would never say they're not stealing anything. They're not legally doing anything. God, I'm going to be such a wad tomorrow. They're not legally doing anything wrong, but they're playing by the rules for once, which is nice to see. And I think that 1/6 line's looking great. I think they're going to sell a lot of them, and it's nice to be able to actually promote XN's products because they're playing by the rules. They got the worldwide license, and they're doing really good with it. And I think that it's going to be great to see those in people's hands and see reviews and unboxings, and I can't wait. Going back to Final Fantasy Throne, I think it will be there at the end of the year. It's my number one pick. I do have some honourable mentions which I'd like to quickly go through. First honourable mention, and I saw this in Batman Statue Collector Chris, shout out.
Hold on. You haven't actually asked Rick what his favourite one was.
Well, I was going to show my honourable mentions first, and then we'll get to Rick, but we can go to Rick first if you want, Rick. So, yes. Sorry, Rick. So I apologise. I need my beer.
It's all right. It's all right. Look, I don't feel like you stepped on me or anything. It's all good. I mean, I'm happy. Listen, I'm pretty easygoing. I mean, people don't bother me. It's fine. I'm good. I actually okay. So, do I ever go crazy and like rant and rave or scream and holler? I don't think I do.
No, you've never had a show called Raw Rick's Rants. I have a
it.
T-shirt upstairs with the image on. No, never.
Look, I gotta confess something. Right, I don't know why people like those, but I get comments all the time. People want me to do them again, and I'm like, why do you want to see some pissed off hillbilly? Like, who wants to see that? Honestly,
the same people who slow down for car crashes.
That's it. That's exactly the reason.
It's just pure entertainment.
It is. I don't understand it, but you know what? I appreciate all the support. Thanks, guys. But okay, so my pick, and this one also has some QC issues, but it's kind of like Thanos. It's like some of them come through perfect, and some of them come through with some issues. But I'm gonna go with the Predator Jungle version maquette from Sideshow. Okay, so this one, the Jungle Hunter. Anybody that's a Predator fan knows that this is the best one. Sorry to anybody else who thinks any of the other Predators are as good, but they're just not. Okay,
no.
This is the best one. This is the Predator, in my opinion. This is the one I want if I'm going to buy one. So this one is fantastic. I've seen some reviews. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and the ones that have come through normal that are just fine. And Sideshow will take care of it if you have one that's broken. They have been taking care of stuff like that, or the heads don't go on right on a few of them. But the ones that are coming through. They're looking great. There's not a thing I don't like about this. I know some people have had some complaints about the proportions and stuff like that, but all the stuff I've seen in hand, it just blows me away. It's one of those that I kind of wish it was just a little bit cheaper. I understand the size of it, and it's $1,250, something like that. Same as I think it's close to the same as the Thanos.
It's got maquette strapped on it, so you know it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's got maquette strapped on it. I prefer this over Thanos for so many reasons, but one of it is that I honestly despise anything on a throne. I think it's just, I don't like it. Sorry to anybody who does. And also, Thanos was an asshole in Infinity War, so fuck you, Thanos. Fuck you.
He was meant to
Second
be.
off,
He was the villain.
I feel a rant coming on.
I'm going to do a fuck you, Thanos rant before it's over with, because that guy is an asshole. I'm sorry. You don't touch Spider-Man. Like, you touch a lot of things. You touch Spider-Man, fuck you. That's all I'm saying. You don't touch Spider-Man.
Listen, Rick likes to touch young boys who dress up. That he's got a big problem with.
Look, I do like to wear tights. I'll say that, but that's a whole nother topic. I don't want to get into.
This is not actually how Rick looks. Like, if you see Rick now, this is his actual Spider-Man suit. You take it off, he's like a fucking old Korean man or something.
No, but in all seriousness, I really like this statue. And if I collected movie pieces, I can't do movie pieces anymore because it's just a whole nother can of worms I can't open. But this would be one of my top ones. I think if I could buy a statue on Sideshow and just all things considered, be one of my top ones. I actually like the mask head better. I don't know why, but I just prefer that.
I think if you own the
mask head.
I think if you own the Arnie one, there's an Arnie.
Yeah,
PF
it looks good with it.
It'll look good with it. I think it will look really good with it.
If you watch Carlito has a video where he does the one with the Arnold, and it looks great. They look great together. So just to point out, they're perfect together. If you already have that PF, then it's a perfect combination. But it's a really beautiful piece. It fits and actually does fit in a DTOF, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I've seen them in DTOFs. So if anybody's like, hey, I want to put it in a DTOF, you can. They're still available. So if you want to get the regular version, it's still on there. It doesn't have that little skull thing, but it doesn't have the skull hand.
I like the fact that they've got the mask on a little plinth as well, like a little.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
mean, that's what they should always do. But yeah, you can't get the skull one anymore with he's like holding the ripped out skull and spine. That's gone. And I thought that was pretty sweet. So it's kind of disappointing, but if you're out for that, but he still looks good without it. I just think it's a really well done statue.
I'm trying to remember whose skull it is. He rips out. Like, is it?
He didn't rip out like many people's skulls.
Yeah, but there was one where he held it up in the air and was like.
Yeah, he did, and he's pretty brutal. But the thing about it is like I mean, I would rather be friends with him than Thanos. I'm just gonna say that right now. If I have to choose between the two, I'm gonna have a beer with one of them. I'm having a beer with him. That guy, I mean, I just respect him more. Like the dude goes and does work the old-fashioned way. He doesn't snap his fingers like a coward and make half the world, half the universe disappear. Sorry, Thanos. Fuck you, Thanos. I'm sorry. Did I say that again?
we always start off really well, and then we always end up going into chaos. We're like the Suicide Squad. I'm telling you.
We'll just think of what we got to do next.
Oh
yeah,
God,
exactly.
we're going into worse. Right, so
quickly, I'm going to do my honorable mentions, and then you guys can do yours, and then we'll move on to the worst because I know I
don't know if I've got images for your honorable mentions, but go on.
Yeah, honorable mention. So I did put Thanos on the honorable mention, even though I hate the guy and everything. I can't deny the fact the statue's great if you get it in hand and it's in good shape. There's nothing wrong with it that I can see that I'm upset about from a quality standpoint. And I'm biased, so I'm going to say Jen Erso, and anybody can get mad if they want. They can, send me hate mail, emails, whatever. I have it. It's underrated. People think that Sideshow does horrible movie sculpts, and they do for the most part.
That's one of the best ones. That is one of the best ones.
It's one of the better ones out there. They actually did a great job. The EX is the best, by the way. If you're gonna get one, it's EX or bust in my opinion.
Yeah, the exclusive portrait's the best for me.
Yeah, it's by far the best. It goes with the outfit. She doesn't. There's not a scene in the movie where she has the other not without the helmet and the hat. Yeah. With that suit, there's no scene where she does that, so it's actually inaccurate. If you put the other head sculpt on, you need the one with the goggles and the hat, or it just is not.
And it looks more like Felicity Jones for me, that one, for some reason.
It does. Yeah, it looks a whole lot like it. The mixed media is good. Everything about it. It's really one. There's no reason to not get it if you're a Rogue One or a Jen Erso fan. If you need it, it's worth it for sure. But anyway, that's mine. So.
I've got mine. I've got some pictures for it. My first one is. Majora's Mask First for Figures, and this is one that's gone out recently, and I have loved seeing this and seeing people getting this in hand, and I think it looks amazing. I don't know the game that well. I'm not a big Nintendo guy. I'm starting to get into Nintendo now and starting to pick up a Switch and stuff for the Collectorverse and that, but the finishing on this and how it looks. I mean, Johnny, you follow First Figures well. You think this is one of their better pieces of this year so far?
Oh, it's their best-selling piece by like a mile.
Yes.
It sold like 3,500 for the exclusive.
It's going
a lot.
But it's going a bit wild on second-hand markets. I think I saw somebody's trying to sell one for $1,000, then like literally the next day someone sold one for $400, $500. I was like,
yeah,
that's the way it's
because I think like America and stuff, they don't actually have it yet.
All right.
No.
So people are like trying to flip it now because First of Figures release them out in like waves, like Australia gets one wave, the UK and Europe get one wave, and America and Canada get a second wave. They get released at different times. So like not everybody gets them. So you get people that are getting them early and just trying to flip it because they know that there are other people who are going to like go crazy off the hype for this thing and just want to get it early.
Yep.
Yeah. This is one of my honorable mentions as well. I absolutely love it. And honestly, this statue alone is making me want to play Legend of Zelda. Like I've never played Legend of Zelda before. I've never touched Legend of Zelda. After seeing was it Trueform Midna as well, like First of Figures kill it with their Legend of Zelda stuff. So it's making me. I've got my Nintendo Wii sat right here. It's right next to me. I have my Nintendo Wii controller right here, ready to go, and I'm going to be playing Legend of Zelda at some point. Except for the fact that I just bought The Witcher, so I'm probably going to lose my life to that for a while.
He's so cute. You think you have a life. And my second honourable mention. And my second honourable mention is Zatanna PF from Sideshow Collectibles. I watched Chris's unboxing of this Batman Statue Collector, and I think the box. I watched also Odd Couple Statue Reviews unboxing of this. This I think came out amazing. I love the Rabbit exclusive, but the box. This is the first Sideshow box art I actually am in love with. I don't know why.
It's
I just
great.
love it. I think
It's a nice box. It's nicer than the figure.
If you
But I'm not looking at the box though.
You're looking at the ass and tits.
I'm sorry, but to me, I don't like it. I basically, Rick, if you shaved and put that outfit on, that's how you look.
Is that what our Halloween episode's going to be this year?
He sent you them pics as well, did he, Johnny?
I do not.
I'm going to be Zatanna.
Sorry, I don't.
Oh my god!
I'm going to be Zatanna for Halloween. I'm going to do it.
I have actually the Halloween episode bookmarked in my calendar. Like I can't wait for this year. Like I don't know how I'm going to top Xeric, but I'm trying. There's got to be something that I can't wait to see what we do this year. I can't wait to see what Bong does. Like seriously, like what
oh my gosh!
I hope he comes as Alex Davis. But yeah, I think this is an honourable mention. It came out really nice. I think the mixed media on it's amazing. I think that whether you like the sculpt or not, or the actual how it looks, I think that how they presented it and how it came out, the box and everything is great. So if you like the figure on this gal, then I think you'll really like this statue. So
As in, do you like big tits? I mean,
do you like the bigger girl? So,
I like girls a little bit thick, you know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, we've all got the same worst. Why the hell is my TV
Screen broken?
Yeah, I know.
We all got the same worst.
We've all
for
got
sure.
the same.
Oh yeah.
We've all got the same worst.
Unanimous decision.
It's a piece of shit.
And I'm
It's a piece of
sorry,
shit.
Sideshow. I'm really sorry, but you will admit this came out way worse than it should have. And this is the Batman vs Superman Gal Gadot.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn.
Or as I like to call her, Botox
Sick.
Gal Gadot at 50. So,
honestly, what they should have done is they should have not tried to go for accuracy, took Gal Gadot's name off it, and just released it as a Wonder Woman.
but the
Yeah, it'd
outfit,
been better.
but I think the outfit would have given it away that it is Gal Gadot. So, but to be fair,
Who said it was inspired by it?
But I've
Inspired
seen,
by it,
I've seen somebody repaint this,
Yeah,
and it actually
that
looks like
repaint.
Gal Gadot.
Like, the sculpt is there. It's
Sculpt
just
is
the paint
fine.
is shit.
Yeah, the paint is terrible. This is an example of having a great sculpt and the paint just completely lets it down, like complete.
Yep.
But I think Gal Gadot is a hard person to get. For some reason, people have a hard time getting her likeness. Some people are easy to copy, but she seems to be, whether it's Prime One or Sideshow, seems to be hard for them to get their likeness for some reason.
Well,
Yeah, to be fair, even their half scale Prime One struggled.
It's not
with that half scale.
100%. Yeah, it's amazing, but it's not 100%.
the closest. Yeah, I actually pre-ordered this statue, this PF, day one. Okay, because it looked fine, you know, in the photos, and it's like, okay. So I had it for a while on pre-order, and then I was like, nope. When I started seeing closer to time, like, this is ridiculous. This thing is hideous, and it was disappointing because I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, so I was excited to have one, and it's like biggest letdown of the year for me, honestly, because I wanted it to be good because I love the character, and it's just disappointing. It's super disappointing. So yep. So that big old turd came out, and that's what we got.
But didn't they go back to the drawing board and like redo the portrait? And it actually, like, the second time round, they released photos of it, and it came out worse.
Yeah, well, actually, it looked worse. Yeah, the second time, and then they did like I guess from there until the final one, it even looked a lot different than the second one. That's the thing. Like it changed 3 times actually.
They changed it 3
times. Yeah, they changed because that's different than what the second version looked. Like by a long shot, the way the face and everything, it's just different. I don't understand what they did. I
still think the best Gal Gadot is the Wonder Woman on horse. Yes,
it is.
I still think that, honestly, right? Jokes aside, mascot aside, I think that is the best Wonder Woman that we've had for Gal Gadot, like likeness wise. I think that was the closest we've had.
And I think we can probably have another chat on that at some point, but I think we probably have talked this one to death.
I don't know how we haven't been sent a Wonder Woman on horse like for free because the amount of promotion we've done for it. I don't know. So that's our number one. Our number one is the B versus S, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot by Sideshow. So that's gonna be our number one worst of the year. Sorry, Sideshow, you might not be number one by the end of the year, but you are at the minute. So honorable mentions. Rick, you got yours first. So do you want to go through your honorable mentions for the worst?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just throw out. I'm just gonna throw out one more just for time's sake, because I'll get off on a tangent and we'll be here all day. But I honestly do not like, and this is probably going to get some hate because I know some people that I'm friends with who have it, but I do not like the Hulk from Avengers Assemble, the 1/5 scale. I think it is the most awkward looking Hulk I've ever seen. I don't like the way its head looks in proportion to his body. I've seen some pictures of it. This picture right here, I mean, honestly, it's not even close to what it looks like in real life, because I've seen like pictures of it, like good photos. The paint does not look that way. It's so different. I don't know what it just doesn't turn out right to me. It's huge, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like it. I don't think it's worth the money. I wouldn't buy it. It would not be my Hulk. I just think it's a bomb in my opinion. Like I said, I don't like it. Nothing about it. The sculpt.
Yeah. Didn't the paint come out like all washed out? Like it was more green. There was like no shade into it.
That's exactly what I was talking about, because I thought, like, when I saw this original like production like pieces when they started coming out, it looked almost greener than it was when it actually came out. And I saw like a video, like an unboxing of it, and it was pale looking, like pale green. And I'm like, that's not right.
It does not look like what that picture shows it as.
Not even close. And I've seen several other people with pictures since then, and they all look washed out. And the head, is it just me, or does the head look small compared to his body?
The head does look pretty small for it.
Yeah, it does look. It does look a little small. Yeah,
it looks small. Yeah, it just looks tiny. Like I said, the paint didn't turn out well. If you like it, great. But it's to me, it's not a great Hulk. It's a letdown. I would not own it, but that's just me. So that's my honorable mention.
And my honorable mention is and this is hard because I love Prime 1. I love what they do, but this just does not work. And I think Jared Leto, again, is another person that's hard to get. I think both Sideshow and Prime 1 haven't done him justice, to be honest. And this is the Joker one from Suicide Squad.
Shit!
It just... this is partly down to Prime 1 and partly down to the fact that the character was garbage to start with. So I think that they did a disservice to the Joker character. Jared Leto, to fair play to Jared Leto, with what he was given to what he had to do, he did a good job. But he's a great actor. But this was just the wrong concept. It was one of those things that was the wrong movie. What was going on? The Joker could have been left out of that entire movie. It wouldn't have mattered.
Definitely.
I think this is Jared Leto Joker after he's done meth for like 3 years. Is what it looks like to me.
Wasn't that Jared Leto's Joker anyways?
Pretty much.
The problem is like this one and the Harley Quinn, the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, for some reason, just none of the portraits looked like either of them.
I don't know, the Harley Quinn one where she's laughing and she's got her head back is probably the closest.
One looks closer.
That's the closest.
Yeah.
It's close, but it's still not quite there. There was a particular, I can't remember which portrait it was, but there was a particular portrait for this Leto piece that looked a lot more like him, but still wasn't quite there. It's not this one because he looks, I don't know, he looks like his face is melting.
I just think the paintwork is terrible, like the eyes and everything. Like I just think it looks terrible. Like the chains, I don't know why the chains sculpted into his chest. You can see
the chains are sculpted into his chest because they're what cover up the seam for the interchangeable heads.
But you can see that they're sculpted into his chest. They don't look like chains. They look like he's got chain tattoos or something.
I'll just say this: if you buy this piece, you're never going to resell it. I'm just going to say that right now.
No,
nobody's going to buy it. So you might as well. You better love it because you're stuck with it forever. You have to smash it up and throw it in the garbage at some point because there's no way anybody's buying this. These are going to be hard to sell. They're going to be hard to move, I think.
But it's strange because when you look at their Deadshot, their Will Smith Deadshot, that portrait looks so much like Will Smith.
It did. It looked great.
And like that piece was really good, and it would sell in the secondhand market just because of how well it looked, despite whether or not the film did well and whether people liked the character or not. It was such a good representation of Deadshot. Where then they just got Yeah, they said they got Harley closer, but this Leto was just miles off.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't like
They
it.
should have done a Killer Croc.
Well, that's our.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So okay, cool. Let's wrap it up anyway. I think that what first off, right, guys? What do you think is going to be best at the end of this year? I don't know if you know what's coming out, but if you had to put money on it now, what's going to be best to end it? Do you think any of these will still be up there that we've said?
Thanos will still be up there.
Yeah, Thanos will. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Trying to think what all is coming out. You know, Mr. Freeze comes out this year, right? From Prime 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
That one's going to be the one I think could beat Thanos.
Isn't Doomsday coming out this year as well? Or is he next year?
Is this... What's that?
I can't remember.
Prime 1's Doomsday.
Next year, I think.
It might be next year. I'm going with Mr. Freeze is the one that could top it. Because that statue is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to be freaking out.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be between Mr. Freeze and Thanos for the statue of the year.
Yeah, I think so too. I think those are the ones that are going to make the impact. I think the exclusive for Mr. Freeze makes that statue too. I just want to point that out. That is amazing. Having Nora with like the little, snow globe. Amazing.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Yes. Phenomenal.
The exclusive for me, that my eyes, that was one of the, for my own channel, it was one of the first videos I ever made to do with the statue. Like where I started moving away from like video game stuff, and I spoke about that one, and I said that it's EX or nothing with that one. You had to have that Nora Freeze piece.
Yep, exactly. All right, so thanks everybody for tuning in today. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow for episode 29, and we're gonna talk. What are we talking about?
I can't remember. We're talking about the future of Star Wars and Solo.
Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars.
Oh,
see you
dear.
tomorrow. Later, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.